The Universal Law of Honesty, a wisdom teaching from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, channeled by Canadian psychic medium Tracey Milne. The universal law of honesty, like other universal laws, gives we, the evolving soul, an opportunity to directly experience instant, inescapable, and inevitable internal consequences of our choices. Like the laws of choice, responsibility, and intuition, the law of honesty offers us the opportunity to express our integrity. A reflection of how well we've been able to integrate our small ego-driven constructed self with our large spirit-driven authentic self. According to the universal law of honesty, in order to be honest with others, you must first be honest with yourself. The law of honesty states that we can only ever really deceive ourselves when we justify taking actions on impulses like greed, envy, or manipulation to determine our choices. As with all universal laws, the consequences of the choices to be dishonest is already built into the mechanics of your psyche and the universal response to those vibrational frequencies. Being able to recognize, accept, and express your honest feelings, thoughts, and beliefs with yourself first is one of the most important, powerful, and valuable spiritual lessons you will ever be given the opportunity to master. Though, how awesome would it be if people's pants actually caught on fire when they lied? According to Fred Rogers, honesty is hard to share, and the truth is sometimes hard to hear, but the freedom it brings makes it worth trying. The law of honesty in a nutshell is being honest never hurt anyone. Being a liar always hurts you. You can't be honest with another until you can be honest with yourself first. When we choose to ignore or bend universal laws, we set into motion subtle forces whose natural consequences we cannot escape any more than we could escape the law of gravity. And often the most confused we will ever get is when we try to convince our heads of something our soul knows is a lie. A lie may take care of a present discomfort, but it always comes with future consequences. So in the end, honesty is better for your soul evolution than candy-coated bullshit. According to Dan Milne, the first step to honesty entails reconciling our own conflicting parts, the ones we have not yet integrated, as we cannot live in alignment with our light when one part of us means one thing and another part of us means something else. Our integrity is a reflection of our success in being able to integrate our small ego-based constructed self with our larger spirit-based authentic self. When we know that our choices are being guided by our integrity despite our impulses, we feel the gates of inspiration and higher energy open inside of us. And when we speak dishonestly, those internal gates close. This is not a punishment. It is simply how the universal laws work on your psyche. Integrity is telling yourself the truth. Honesty is telling another the truth. Keeping private thoughts that affect no one but you to yourself is not being dishonest, so much as choosing to limit your levels of intimacy. While the truth isn't always beautiful, beautiful words aren't always the truth. Dishonesty can leave us feeling cut off or alone. Honesty with the intention of deepening understanding help us to feel authentically supported and genuinely accepted. People can get angry when the truth you speak contradicts the lie they're living. But when we spend too much time trying to see ourselves through another's eyes, we can lose sight of who we really are. According to Johnny Depp, you can close your eyes to the things you don't want to see, but you cannot close your heart from the things you don't want to feel. The law of honesty, when supported by the lessons from the law of choices, responsibility, and intuition, reminds us that when it comes to personal beliefs, what is our clear truth may not be another's clear truth, but that doesn't automatically make one person wrong and the other one right. Personal perspective plays a role in how we form our truths in the first place. Those who feel it is permissible to tell a little white lie soon become colorblind. Being lied to by those you trust because they didn't want to upset you or hurt your feelings is their justification for doing your thinking and feeling for you, which of course is not their job. Often it's not the lies that bother us so much as the subtle insult to our intuition and intelligence. Here's a little tip. Never argue with someone who believes their own lies. If your thoughts are opposed to love, you will feel stress, and that stress will let you know that you're drifting away from who you authentically are. Rudeness is a weak person's imitation of strength. People who boast of being brutally honest tend to relish in the brutality more than the honesty. Telling a lie to manipulate another opens the door for natural karmic consequences. And criticism is not honesty, as criticism holds the vibration of judgment, not love. Criticism is the disapproval of others not for having faults, but for having faults different from our own. Criticism is just someone else's opinion and is a sign that they have forgotten that it's not their responsibility to decide how you will intuitively choose to direct your life. It's yours. To say what you feel without being rude is the highest expression of the universal law of honesty. Why do people lie in the first place? Well, people lie to escape accountability of consequences, to take what's not rightfully theirs, or gain advantage, or some form of exploitation. They do it to feel better in the moment, to create or steal a false sense of admiration, to create or maintain a false sense of self-esteem, to inflict pain, and to avoid unpleasant conversation. Here are some truths about lying. Honesty may not always pay off now, but dishonesty always costs you down the road. One lie can multiply quickly to defend itself, and honesty without kindness is choosing cruelty. Not all truths need to be voiced, but when you tell the truth, it becomes a part of your past, and when you tell a lie, it becomes a part of your future. Admitting your mistakes, paying a debt, making good on your promises, and expressing what you really need are all reflections of applying the law of honesty into your life experience on a positive, conscious level. Often feelings can be controlled and words can be misleading, but our actions and our tears never lie. When we say what we mean and mean what we say, we embody the law of honesty. The universal law of honesty also requires us to speak up for ourselves when sharing our truth is needed for closure or clarity, as believing if someone loves us, they should just know what we're thinking or feeling is a lie that we tell ourselves that keeps us perpetually unhappy and unheard. If someone hurts your feelings and you want to continue with the relationship, the law of honesty will help you to move back into the vibrations of love and return your sense of security quickly. Once we have the courage to state our truth and claim our needs honestly, it can bring new life to a stale or painful relationship. Our light, our integrity, our honesty and inspiration, or lack thereof, leaves a trail behind us, like our own personal chapter in the story of the universe. Write what you'd be glad to recount on your journey through your eternal spiritual evolution. We thank you for joining us for this examination of the law of honesty. Join us next time when we take a look at the universal law of the present moment. This has been the universal law of honesty, a wisdom teaching from whatcomesnextforyou.com. If you have enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to stay posted on our latest updates, or check out our other universal laws, the law of choice, the law of responsibility, the law of intuition, with more on the way, all from Chimera and the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, as channeled by Tracey, Milne, brought to you by whatcomesnextforyou.com. What comes next for you? What's in your future?